South Korean politicians are all morons! They will do literally everything to try and fix their birth rate problem rather than getting to the main cause. The literally everything includes a politician promoting Kegel exercises or suggesting girls.
What?
Includes a politician promoting Kegel exercises or suggesting girls start school a year earlier than boys to make them more appealing.
Holy f***.
What? What the f*** are you talking about?
Cause I heard that shit was a kid. Yeah, I heard that shit was a.
If you ever watched any of Bong Joon-ho's movies, you would know that the main message of all of his amazing movies is South Korea is a up place. This country is literally run by Samsung, LG, and Hyundai Kia. They have a horrible work and school culture, but by far the most important quote-unquote challenge they face is the horribly low birth rate they have. It is the worst in the world, and it's recently plummeted down to 0.72 births per woman. A country needs a birth rate of 2.1 to keep their current population, let alone grow it. And they're at 0.72. So why do the South Korean women not want to make babies with these handsome, rich, cute little twinks? They fuck with the other guy.
Holy shit.
They asked me to give up my seat. South Korea is miles ahead in misogyny technology than every other country in the world. Among Korean men, there is a widespread perception that designated seats for pregnant women are an excessively female-friendly policy, to the point where it became a trend on the internet to protest this policy by posting photos of dudes sitting in these seats as a form of protest. Imagine you're a woman in South Korea,
what
right?
The fuck?
You already have these unbelievable, unrealistic beauty standards where to be considered pretty, you have to be basic.
Dude, don't like a ton of people... Isn't like Korea like the plastic surgery capital? Don't girls get that shit like for their 18th birthday? They just like their dad gets a fucking plastic surgery.
Basically a supermodel.
I know my friends got that.
South Korea has the most plastic surgeries per capita in the world, with over 1 million operations happening every year, and with every 1 in 4 women aged 19 to 29
God, thank God I'm anime, guys. Holy shit.
Already having plastic surgery done, with men being 2%. On top of this, these motherfuckers decide to give you the largest wage gap on the planet for your hard work, and they only decriminalize the
What? Difference in men's and women's full-time earnings? 31.2%. I wonder why though.
The wage gap on the planet for your hard work, and they
honestly I don't really buy the wage gap shit, because it's like most of the time it's bullshit. I want to know why, you know?
Only decriminalized abortion in 2021, 3 years ago. It's not legal now, but it's not illegal either. Me personally, if I was a woman, I would be crashing out and tweaking. Man, fuck men in particular.
Wait, hold up.
4 years ago. It's not legal now. And they only decriminalized abortion in 2021.
Hold on.
Hard work. And they only decriminalized abortion in 2021, 3 years ago. It's not legal now, but it's not illegal either.
But hold on. But I thought I was okay with the one before. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Me personally, if I was a woman, I would be crashing out and tweaking. Man, fuck men in particular, but not literally, which is how the 4B movement spawned, which means no dating, marriage, childbirth, or sex with dudes. And when your country's laws about women are written by John Jones and Harvey Weinstein, with intense misogyny, discriminatory laws, and the highest wage gap in the world, it is no surprise this movement spawned in South Korea. You know what does not help either? South Korea being the most expensive place in the world to raise a child, costing around $270,000
Wait, why though?
raise a child until the age of 18. In second place is the glorious People's Republic of China. Taiwan, South Korea, your destiny is to be obliterated into nothing by a Chinese Dongfang missile. South Korea has this phenomenon called academic elitism, where basically if you don't go to the best universities they have to offer, your life is basically over.
That's Korea
used to have high 8
that
PM
is a
in
problem.
StarCraft. Now their 8 PM is in Minecraft. The bad kind of Minecraft.
I get it. Thank you, Timlin. That was a good one.
Gotta get a shitty job, no money, you'll be sucking dick behind the KFC on Daihakro Street for money. And then there are the Sky Universities, Seoul, Korea, and Yonsei.
This is very Asian though. Like you have to be like from the top things, otherwise you're shit. Yeah, this is This is very Asian.
Universities. Whether or not you get into one of these 3 universities decides your financial and social position in the country for the rest of your life. It's like parkour civilization.
Let's go.
So there's a
Do you guys jump for the beef? You gonna jump for the beef, guys?
huge pressure on the Korean youth to get into one of these, which is why private tutoring has a whole term for it called hagwons, and why it's a $20 billion industry. Because every parent, no matter their financial capability, wants their child to succeed. And since Korean society is set up in a way where you need to go into the sky schools, Korean households spend more on private tutoring than
Bro, this sucks. Damn, you think we have it bad in America? Holy fuck. I don't know how much of this is true though. You know, I don't know.
housing and food. Because of these exorbitant
I'm not from Korea, so I don't know how much of this is true.
prices, households can barely afford 1 kid, let alone more. And they also probably don't want to put their kids through the same
Is it hard to start a business in Korea, maybe? Like, what's going on?
education hellhole they went through. An 8-hour entrance exam? Real question. 48 hours with Diddy or 8-hour entrance
With an 8-hour... Why?
exam that decides the rest of your life.
I see. This is like some academically... This is bad.
Discuss in the comments below. The Korean entrance exam, CSAT, aka Kokskibidi ass torture, literally has killer questions that are bullshit questions just to make the student scores lower. A lot of times these questions aren't included in normal schools either, but are only included in these private tutoring schools. So already, if your kid is not in those expensive private cram schools, he's set back by this capitalist shithole called South Korea. And these killer questions are either some insane diluted algebra questions that have not been solved by any mathematician ever, or some obscure literary takeouts. What did Tyler respond to Kai Cenat when Kai asked her out on a date?
Who's Tyler? I know who Kai Cenat is.
Kai Cenat when Kai asked her out on a date.
Oh, it can't be phantom tax because phantom tax is when you steal someone's food. We're just friends though?
Oh my god, bro. They only decided to remove these questions last year, so good job on that. But Koreans still spend nearly $20 billion a year on these private tutoring schools. Usually what happens in a normal
Damn, and then you have to like join the military too? Holy fuck.
Korean teens day is they go to
Guys, we have it good in the West, okay? Like, we have it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad.
school from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., already 8 hours of classes, and then goes to the private cram school, which usually goes from 6 to 9, already 11 hours of classes, and then the rest of the day is spent studying at home before falling asleep and lacking on sleep. A lot of people estimate that they spend 12 to 17 hours a day just studying. Hey, what are the fertility?
See, like, what are you studying? They're gonna study like a... Like, dude... How much knowledge could you possibly need to like function in society? Like what the fuck? Like half of the shit I learned in high school, I don't even remember it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I don't even remember it anymore. Like what the hell?
Rate's low. Bro, if you told me I had to study 15 hours a day, the last thing on my mind would be making kids. I want to make kids out of spite of what this world has to offer. Because why would I want to let my kids go through this hellhole called studying in South Korea? A big part of their demographic crisis is that they are extremely urbanized, and as all problems, it always comes down.
Okay, here's my question. Why do people need... I don't get... Okay. All right, guys. Am I crazy for not seeing this? Like, how is this possible? Like, if you don't get in those top universities, you're fucked. But what about people that work at, like, smaller stores or own restaurants? Like you don't need that level of education to do that shit. How is this possible? Like, I can understand it from the point of view of, like, your parents don't fucking like you and your disappointment to the family. Like, I get that. I understand that. Like yes, that is a possibility. But how is, like, the entire society dependent on going to one of these big schools, looked down upon like crazy, like entire like kind of like a societal level of looking down, like beyond family. Like, it's not like a family thing. It's like everyone looks down at you. But like, couldn't you run a business? Right? Like, and the thing is that they're talking about, oh yeah, now like the family is in debt because they had to send you to like this really expensive. Couldn't you just run a business? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like literally in this last picture, there's fucking hawkers. Like,
they don't need it, but those in power likely force them to need it to keep money in the big schools.
There's hawkers here selling like fucking food and shit. You know what I mean? Like, how much fucking education would you need to, like, I don't know, to flip a goddamn Korean barbecue? You know, like, I don't get it. Can you just run a business? Yeah, Tazo, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is it difficult to get like a business license? Is that the problem? Is that where the holdup is? Do they make it difficult for people to actually like function in terms of
demographic crisis is that they are extremely urbanized, and as all
I should ask my Korean friend, honestly. I should just ask. I should just call up my Korean friend and just ask them, honestly. Like, I should just collab with them sometime and just ask them if they could talk about it.
problems, it always comes down to fucking real estate. Over half of South Korea lives in the Seoul metropolitan area, because that's where all the Sky universities are. So everyone who wants to live well has to live in Seoul, and also because
Well, see, but why? This is what
Modern Korean culture is the result of Confucianism. There are whole documentaries about it.
Really, to be Blue Sky, really. Could you send me a link to that? Actually, like DM it to me on Discord or on Twitch. See, this is another thing I don't get. So here, right? You have this here where they're like 55% of the population lives like over here, and then like 45% lives here, and like it's really expensive to live here. Obviously, if there's like this is like where the population like breakdown is, right? Why don't you just live here then? You see what I'm fucking saying? Why don't you just live here? I don't know, like farm some crops or something. Like, I don't get it. Like what's going on? There has to be something else going on because this doesn't make any sense.
Metropolitan area, because that's where all the Sky universities are. So everyone who wants to live well has to live in.
Because somebody has to grow the food, but growing food is subhuman work. I mean, yeah, they think that about. I mean, the thing is like they think that here too. In America, a lot of people think that about the people that live in, you know, the countryside, or live in like, you know, like people that live in like, you know, Texas or live in the countryside. You're a bunch of fucking dumbass rednecks, right? People think that about the people that even here.
Seoul, and also because
Seoul
there
is
are a
the
bunch
real
of construction
Night City
restrictions that
SMA.
don't allow for a lot of housing to be built. So the limited housing in Seoul is basically a bidding war between Samsung higher-ups, normal South Koreans, and the guy from Squid Game. And the bidding war usually ends in the Samsung higher-ups buying these apartments, renting it to normal South Koreans for huge sums of money, and the guy from Squid Game sucking dick behind the Shake Shack in Yong District for
Oh fuck. Yeah, that would be hard if you can't own property. But again, here's again. I'm gonna say it again. Okay. Oh, they buy up all the property in like in Seoul, right? And then they own all and they rent it all, and then like nobody can own any real estate because it's so expensive. And so then move the fuck out. I'm so confused. What's going on here? Like, am I retarded? Like, just don't live there then.
2,500 won so he can keep chain smoking his SA lights. In 1928, Stalin started the first 5-year plan, and the goal was to move these stupid, dumb, illiterate peasant farmers out from the
No jobs. There's gotta be something to do in other places as well. In the countryside, people gotta eat. Stores have to function. Like business, you know, there's probably someone that needs to repair tractors. Like
the farms and get them into cities where there was big industry and make them make tractors and a bunch of other cool shit.
Crimbo says, I think the answer is if it was easy, they'd already be doing it, Leaf. I actually disagree with you on that. I don't think that's true, Crimbo. And also, I never said it would be easy, obviously. I never said it would be easy. I think it's not impossible. It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
By moving illiterate
farming takes a lot of land too. How can people live per farm? Well, it's not just farming, like and like owning like first off, land is like a lot more or cheaper out there. Like you're not gonna have a farm right away, obviously, but like there's other jobs you could probably get. How is there no support jobs? How is there no one like to run like an auto mechanic place? How there's gonna be people that have to do that. There's gonna be people that have to like maintain like farm equipment. There's gonna have to be people that do all sorts of shit. You know what I mean?
peasants out from these big farms.
Crimbo says we're only seeing a small piece of the whole puzzle. I'm sure there's going. Yes, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm talking about. I don't understand like what the problem is.
Cramming them into apartments. The Soviet Union's birth rate crashed. In peasant farmer societies, children are usually...
Oh, God, it says it's the culture. That's what I'm thinking. How many of you guys know somebody that lives in the city and they're fucking miserable and they go, I live in the city, it's like so expensive. Like I can't even pay rent. It's like so expensive. And you're like, move out of the city. They're like, no. Like how many people do you know like this? There's so many people like this. They live in like the most expensive fucking area and you're like, why do you fucking live there? And they just complain about it all the time. Oh, this fucking sucks. Like I can't even pay rent. Like, oh shit, everything's so fucking expensive. I just got robbed the other day. day. Like, my house got broken into. It's like, where the fuck do you live there? What the fuck? How do you think people did things back in the day?
Encouraged because they're more of a free labor and not as much of a financial burden. However, in cities, raising children is expensive and you also don't get a large family to help with farming. You're all alone in that.
If people can barely afford to live somewhere, how can they just up and move? Bro, you know what? Honestly, you probably just have to go. You just fuck it. You go and you look for a job. You find like a small ass place to live in or something. Or stay with some friends, right? If you have any friends. Continuing to live in like that kind of, start over, fuck it. Yeah, exactly. How the fuck do you think people, how do you think people did this for forever? Since the dawn of time. You know, back in the day, people went on a fucking boat to go somewhere else that was different, where they could build a fucking life for themselves. They went on a goddamn boat. Your ancestors, they went on a boat to go somewhere that they didn't have anything there. You're telling me you can't move to a different state or move like 100 miles in one direction?
At Samsung factory, resulting in this, where you can clearly see that the fertility rates in big cities are much lower than their less urbanized areas. In Vienna's airport, they made the benches purposefully uncomfortable to keep people from sleeping on it. A real dedicated sleeper like me will never succumb to the capitalist invention of anti-homeless infrastructure. And even though these metal roads were hitting me straight in my hip,
it's because of job opportunities. Well, I mean, it depends, right? Like you know what would be fun? It would be fun to actually do that as an experiment. Like, just look up like how many jobs there are in in buttfuck Egypt. There's gotta be jobs in buttfuck Egypt. I mean, there's jobs where I live.
I had an amazing 8-hour-long sleep in this airport. Governments will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building anti-homeless infrastructure just for me to sleep on it, when the only anti-homeless infrastructure that works is giving the homeless homes. And yeah, South Korea is cooked on all fronts. Not only everything I mentioned, but also their views are literally the complete opposite of women. It's like
I wasn't saying like to literally move to another country. I was making an example of how back in the day people went fucking hardcore. That's what I'm saying. Is like people went hardcore to find a better life back in the day. People still do it to this day, even though it's illegal. People still do it. And that's what it's the fucking Oregon Trail. Did you guys ever play the Oregon Trail? That's what this shit was about. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, you're telling me you can't move to like the suburbs or like to the countryside where shit is way cheaper, and you just have to keep paying like $2,500 rent in the city? Like, dude.
Like the South Korean male population thinks women are their enemy, because what even is this divide?
Sounds like Leaf is
PPS
pro-immigration.
still
I am. Wait, what are you talking about? I am pro. I'm pro-legal immigration. I think if a person can show that they're going to be a benefit to the country that they're moving in, they're willing to assimilate in culture, then yeah, fuck it, take them. Honestly, like if I were president, I would have a 1-to-1 trade policy. My policy would be, I will trade one lazy ass American hating person. I will trade them 1-for-1 to like literally anybody that wants to assimilate into America and like they have a good record. I will trade them 1-to-1. We kick out the other person and we trade them for the other person.
It's literally just two opposite extremes, and the chances of them getting along to the point where they would want to have children is slim to none.
Honestly, I would be 100% fine with it being taxpayer funded. I think it would be worth it. It would be 100% worth it. Taxpayer funded to like actually, like I would be okay with my taxes going towards buying a plane ticket for a person and getting them the fuck out of here if they like don't like this place and they don't like America and they're like, I fucking hate like everything America stands for. Then I would be 100% fine with paying their ticket to get the fuck out of here and then trading them for a person that's gonna be a hard-working American.
Because of this toxic work, education, and dating culture, South Korea has the highest self-end rate in a first world country. Recently, I went out for a walk in Tbilisi.
Well, no wonder. No wonder with all the shit this guy's talking about. Like, no wonder.
With Geopol, discussing important topics such as Diddy and Skibbity Toilet. And when I came back to my apartment, my Lenovo monitor had broken itself. Hong Kong had disappointed me. The warranty people told me it would take 3 weeks to order me a new one, and I would genuinely rather be waterboarded than not have access to my computer for 3 weeks. So I went ahead and got a new Samsung monitor. With this, I contributed to the mafia, not so secretly running the country of South Korea. In 2017, the son of the chairman of Samsung literally bribed the president for a corporation favor that would benefit Samsung, and then got exposed for it. The president got...
This isn't capitalism, by the way, if you guys are wondering. This is what fucks up. This is what fucks that shit up, is when the government gets involved. This is why I hate the government, because they always fucking do this shit.
overthrown, and Lee got sentenced to 5 years in prison. Then they reduced it to 2.5 years and released him after serving only 1 year in prison. Then, for some reason, he had a retrial about this, got sentenced back to prison for 2 years and 6 months. And then when there was a global chip shortage in the
It's money controlling politics. Yeah, I'm not for that, Tazuto. I think that's bad.
world, Joe Biden went to South Korea because American
Am I a libertarian? I used to be. I'm kind of more center conservative now than libertarian.
needed more chips.
The reason why I used to be like more libertarian, fuck it, like fuck it, whatever, I'll do whatever I want, I'll live in the shack and like fuck everybody. I used to be like that, right? But then I realized like we kind of need social fabric. As much as like I want to live as like a fucking hermit and like not be around people, I realize that we kind of do need like social fabric, and like the social stuff is like good for society basically.
And the new president of South Korea pardoned the chairman of Samsung, and now he leads Samsung. I'm really liking this monitor though. Like, look, I can rotate it and watch Instagram reels like this. I don't know what it would take for this.
I don't know. What I believe in is kind of complicated, honestly. Like politically, I'm pretty politically complicated. I think I'm not like I don't really fit into like a mold of like libertarian or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
South Korean government to realize that their ultra-capitalist society is the cause for all their difficulties, such as being an incel, pulling 2014 ISIS numbers, and the real estate market being horrible. Also, the three big companies, but mainly Samsung, have so much power over there that every politician is there to serve Samsung's interests and not the South Korean people.
This is all Samsung's fault.
You guys already saw how Samsung literally bribed the president.
Well, I'm not party affiliated, if that's what you guys are wondering. I'm not registered to a party. I'm an independent, and that way everybody has to like kneel to me like during election season. Literally everybody begs me, and I fucking love it. They always beg me, and they send me all the text messages, and I get to troll them, and it's fucking perfect. I love it.
With $37 million, and that is only one of the things they have been exposed for. Just imagine how many secret deals have been taking place with Samsung's leaders and Korean politicians. I do not care how much money you have. If you're going to be alone for the rest of your life and also hold some extreme beliefs about the opposite sex and also never be able to own a home for yourself, no matter how much money you have either way, because Samsung exists. What?
Isn't it the thing? I don't know if it's a thing in Korea, but like in Japan, in the countryside, there's fucking houses you can get for free. Like literally. You're only required to like kind of take care of it and maintain the property, and then you can live there for free. Isn't that the case?
That's the point. And government-funded matchmaking events to try and get people to talk to each other is not going to fix the fact that even if they really, really liked each other, they wouldn't be able to afford the home because Samsung keeps buying up all the property to the point where they have their own little town dedicated to themselves. But a bunch of corporations have their own office towns. This isn't my big beef with them. I hope my Samsung monitor does not shut itself off using their Samsung AI to detect the words I'm writing and fucking explode my
Dude, it sounds to me that Samsung just sucks. I don't know though. I don't know enough about this, but according to the video, they seem like they suck.
Because people in Korea get born in the Samsung medical.
Wait, what just happened? Did something happen? Did the sound just cut off?
Dedicated to themselves. But a bunch of corporations have their own office towns. This
Is
isn't
it?
my big beef. AI to detect the words I'm writing
happened?
and fucking explode my monitor. Because people in Korea get born in the Samsung medical.
They got music copyrighted. Oh, it's over. Samsung got him. Yeah, this happens sometimes. Like this happens with videos. Sometimes you'll get DMCA'd for like some kind of music, and you already
He's
uploaded
just
the video.
out
So
how much Samsung owns.
shit. Dude, you were right. Whoever said that this was like fucking cyberpunk, dude, this is like literally some cyberpunk shit. Samsung giant corpo like fucking owns everything. That's crazy. Wait, what? Wait, what? Get married with Samsung. Wait, what? Okay, smart fridge. Okay. Samsung wedding hall. Oh my god, dude. The Samsung nursing home? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, they have you. Dude, they have you from birth to death. Dude, this is kind of dystopian, dude. What the fuck?
This is genuinely a cyberpunk dystopia if I've ever heard one, where one company controls
for
everything
real.
and bribes the president. These huge country-controlling, family-owned companies are the cause of nearly all of South Korea's problems, but they enable you to watch Instagram Reels on a full 4K screen in portrait mode. Basically, if you're South Korean, you only have 3 options: Samsung worker, professional League of Legends player, or a K-pop idol. And when you become a K-pop idol, you are basically signing your human rights away to become a slave for a management company, where you live in dorms with your group members that are about to debut and literally
They should
starve
just
yourself
change
as
their
a
name
diet.
from South
Usually
Korea
eating
to
about
Samsung at this
crap.
point.
Garlic, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you.
1,000 calories a day. These women are stronger than most men in the galactic empire. I mean, American military. Because they eat basically nothing all day and train these dances for 8 to 10 hours a day. Aren't allowed to leave without permission and are not allowed to date anyone. And after 2 to 4 years of training, they might not even debut because their management company will refuse it. So, put some fucking respect on K-pop's name. You might
Dude, I mean, it's no wonder they have like such a high like isekaiing rate. Like, what do you do if like you're that person? You're like, oh, my dream is to be like a K-pop idol, and then you freaking go through all of that, and then at the end, it's like 4 years are up, and they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know, not pretty enough.
not
Dude.
like the music, but the work these people put in and the literal slavery they had to go through to get to where they are is just respectable. Game recognizes
God, dude, this is cruel.
name. You might not like the music, but the work these people put in and the literal
Bro, salads suck ass.
slavery they had to go
Ugh.
through to get to where they are
Ugh.
is just respectable. Game recognizes game. If I was a slave for 4 years and then random American teenagers made fun of me because I look gay and have plastic surgery, I would tweak out. I would defect to North Korea and send one of their Hwasong 19 missiles to that kid's house. Bye-bye, Russia! What do you think nearly all the cinema that comes out of South Korea is about hating rich, big, corrupt companies such as Parasite and
I need to watch Squid Game. I actually haven't seen it yet. Is it good, guys? Like, do you recommend Squid Game? Like, should I actually watch it? Because I've never seen it. I heard it was just I heard it was just kaiji. That's everyone told me it's just kaiji. So I was like, well, I already watched kaiji.
Squid Game. This is their reality that they're living through. Side note, on top of this, they require me a visa to go there? Ah, hell nah. You know who doesn't require a visa for me? The European Union and China. I know who I'm choosing. Like and subscribe and goodbye.
I hope you're doing well.
Holy
Another
crap.
month.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's kind of. I don't feel like I have like a good like a big picture of like what's going on here. I really do want to just talk to my South Korean friend. Like I might just hit them up actually and just ask them, you know, like maybe see if they'll do an interview. What do you guys think? Would you guys want something like that on like a podcast episode? Like, should we do that? Maybe I'll just interview my friend and just ask about all this stuff. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm not from there, right? So like, I don't know. Like all of the stuff I was like talking about is basically like from the point of view of like someone that lives in the West, right? Because if you live in the West, like I mean, again, I see it all the time of people saying that like, oh, like the place that they live in is like so expensive, right? And it's like, yeah, we'll just move out of there, right? And like half the time, honestly, like I'm gonna be real. And again, like I don't know how true this is. It's another gut feeling, but it feels to me that a lot of the people just want to live in the city because it's convenient. Or they're like super social or something. I don't know. Maybe it's different because I'm an antisocial. Like I'm kind of an introvert. So maybe it's different. It's easier for me to like deal with not having people around me.